Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my week 1 game picks, who I have winning every game, and who's going to be covering the spread. Okay, so let's get right into these game picks. We've got the first game tonight. We've got Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing against the Dallas Cowboys, and the Bucs are actually at home. So at this very moment, the spread is 9. So Tampa Bay would have to beat the Cowboys by 9 to cover the spread, and the over/under is 51.5. So Vegas is projecting quite a few points in this game. I'm definitely going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I don't think they're going to cover the spread, so I would take Dallas plus 9 in this scenario. Let's jump right on to Steelers at Bills. We've got the Bills being favored at -6.5 and a 48.5 projected point total. Like I said, in this game, I think that Josh Allen and the Bills offense can really struggle and actually have a chance to slip and lose really to the Steelers. So I don't feel good about that line at all for the Bills. I would be taking the Steelers. I think they make this game close just because they always have. Tomlin is a great coach. I think he made the necessary adjustments. They've got Najee Harris. They've got that elite defense still. So I would take Pittsburgh again, plus 6.5 in this game. Jumping to the next game, we've got the Jets at Panthers. Now, this one is a toss-up because the Jets have so many moving pieces. You don't really know how bad or if they're actually going to end up being good in this season. So we've got the Panthers at -4 at this point. So I think I would take Carolina to cover that spread. I like the Panthers in this game, despite all of the new additions to the Jets. Okay, so I'm actually going to be keeping a record and see how I do against the spread throughout the season. So we'll be able to update my record. And this next game that we're going to be talking about is the Jaguars at Texans. Now, the over-under is 44.5. Pretty ugly over-under, not expecting too many points. You've got rookie Trevor Lawrence going up against Tyrod Taylor. And, I'm going to buy the Jags. I think they beat them by more than the 3 points that they need to cover the spread. So I think Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer come out, and they have a better roster. I think they do what it takes to beat the Texans, which isn't too much. I think the Jaguars take a pretty good step forward in this season, but, I'm not too high on them. You've got Cardinals at Titans, and the Titans are only 3-point favorites in this one with an over-under of 52 points. I'm all in on this game. I think in fantasy, you should be getting all pieces involved in this game. Rondale Moore, I think, even has a little bit of value of flex appeal. But with the 52 projected over-under, you want all pieces in that game. I'm definitely going to take the Titans in this one to cover their 3-point spread. I think the Titans are going to be one of the best teams in the AFC this year, and the Cardinals are in a stacked NFC West. And I still don't like their defense all that much. Okay, so jumping right into this next game, we've got the Washington football team versus the Los Angeles Chargers, and the spread is actually even, so it's pretty much just a pick 'em. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers in this game. I think they're able to hold the Washington football team, to under 20 points with, like I said, they've got Joey Bosa, Derwin James coming back. I think they're going to be much better on defense. And I think that offense is going to be able to overcome that Washington front four. So next we've got the Eagles at the Falcons. So you have the Falcons being 3-point favorites against the Eagles. And in this one, I actually like the Eagles, to be honest with you. I think the Eagles are going to be a little bit more fired up for this game, ready to come out with Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, Jalen Reagor. Pretty good weapons on offense compared to what they had last season. And the Falcons pretty much have nothing to offer on defense, in my opinion. The Eagles at least still have a pretty good front seven and can stop the run. So this is probably a game where Matt Ryan chucks it a ton, which is why I'm in on Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley. But I'm going to take the Eagles in this game to basically win when they are actually +3 on the spread. Next, we have the Seahawks at the Colts. This is a 49.5 point over-under, and this should be one of the better games on Sunday. The Seahawks and Colts both projected to be, playoff teams. They both were playoff teams last year, and the Seahawks are actually favored by 3 points. So I actually am going to take the Seahawks in this game. I don't think the Colts have made the improvements that we would have liked to see them make in the offseason. And Carson Wentz is coming right off of a foot injury on top of Quentin Nelson not playing in this game. I like the Seahawks to cover the spread and win this game. Next up, we have the Vikings at the Bengals. And in this one, we have Minnesota going over to Cincinnati, where Minnesota is actually favored by 3 points. In a game that has a 47.5 projected over-under, I do think that the Vikings win this game in a shootout, actually, because both of them have pretty, middle of the pack to bad defenses. I think Minnesota does make improvements, but that's going to come, later in the season. So I do like Minnesota in this one to cover the spread of -3 and ultimately win this game. Next up, we've got the Niners at Lions. The spread on this one is up to 7.5 in favor of the 49ers, of course, and the over-under is 45. I think the Niners put this one away quickly, which could lead to, the Lions coming back and making it close, but I do think the Niners cover the spread of 7.5, so I will be taking them on that one. The Detroit Lions don't have anybody to stop the run, so I really like Raheem Mostert and Trey Sermon in this game. I think Mostert runs for over 100, and Jimmy's going to want to showcase off why he's the starter as well. So, like the Niners in that one. Going down to the afternoon games at this point, we've got the Browns going to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs, where the Chiefs are favored by 6 points. I will take the Browns to cover the spread of +6 because I think the Browns are going to make this much closer than people think. And the over-under is 54.5, so lots of points going to be scored in this game. Should be a really exciting one. One of the games I'm looking forward to for sure after the Browns lost to the Chiefs in the playoff game last year. They have really improved their defense, so let's see if those additions will pay off. Next, we've got the Dolphins at the Patriots. The Patriots are 3-point favorites, and there is a 43.5 over-under. Really low projected point total for New England Patriots games is the normal. So I think I do like the Patriots to go ahead and get this one done. As much as it pains me to say, I think the Dolphins have a lot to work on, and Bill Belichick is really good against young quarterbacks. So I really like the Patriots to cover the 3-point spread in this one. Next up, we've got the Broncos at the Giants. Two teams you don't know much about, two teams that were terrible last year, but definitely have room for improvement. The Giants are the underdogs in this one, with Denver being favored by 3 points. I don't like the over-under in this one of 42 points, but it's going to be Teddy Bridgewater out there against a pretty good New York Giants front seven. So that's why the projected point total is so low. The Broncos are also projected to have, a top 10 defense as well. So this should be a pretty good game. I am going to take the Denver Broncos to cover the spread, though. I think they win this game pretty handily, and Teddy Bridgewater will showcase why he's the starter as well. We've got 3 games left, including that Monday night game, but we've got Packers at Saints. The Packers are favored by 4 points with a projected 50-point total over-under. I will take the Packers to go ahead and cover this 4-point spread. I think the Packers do cover this 4-point spread in a game with a 50-point over-under. I don't think the Saints are going to be the same team that they were last year, even offensively. They have one of the better defenses in the league, but offensively, I can't tell you to bet on the Saints this weekend. I do feel much better about the Green Bay Packers covering that 4-point spread. Okay, so next up we have the Bears and the Rams. We've got the Bears traveling over to LA to play the Rams, where the Rams are 7.5-point favorites with a projected total under 46.5. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams in this game. The Bears don't have the juice, and I think Andy Dalton is really going to struggle against, one of the best defenses in the league. So I am out on all Bears. I think the Rams cover that pretty easily. And the last game to wrap up week 1 of the NFL season, we have the Ravens at the Raiders. Not the best Monday night game for kickoff, but that's all right. I will take the Ravens as only 4.5-point favorites against the Raiders with the 50.5 projected point total. So that surprises me. I don't think the Raiders are going to score on the Ravens too much, but I think the Ravens are pretty much going to blow them out. 4.5 is really, really low, so I will hammer that for the Ravens. They should cover 4.5 pretty easily. And that is going to wrap up my game pick show for week 1 of the 2021 NFL season. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see, what the record is and how I did, but I'm amped for this 2021 season.